Hi, and welcome to HOA Fight Club. I'm Raylene Schifano. I'm here to help you deal with your issues with your HOA and condo association. I'm hoping with my videos that I can help anyone that has questions or issues with their association, that they'll be able to handle it. If you like this video, please subscribe and follow me so that we can deal with things together and have a better outcome for our HOA issues. Today I'm going to talk about, should you sue your HOA? I have sued my HOA, and let me tell you, it is not an easy task. Even if you win, you don't win. There's no great outcome for HOA lawsuits. No one wants to support the homeowner. So you'll never break even if you win. The laws are stacked against us. What are damages? Let's talk about that first. So damages. Our damages we had at the beginning were water intrusion. Seems pretty simple. So the water intrusion damages are damages. So we can collect damages for actual things that happen. But our emotional damages and our attorney's fees aren't considered damages. So as us, we had over $68,000 in attorney's fees that aren't considered damages. And we had a lot of emotional doctor's visits, PTSD, HOA syndrome, all of it was diagnosed. So, but we still had a hard time proving that to the insurance companies and the other side because they don't even want to see it. So again, the laws are stacked against us and you have to have actual damages. There is no emotional damages in HOA. So you don't get tort or emotional damages for pain and suffering. The board is held harmless. The business judgment rule holds most of the time the board harmless for any actions they do. Unless you catch them red-handed stealing the money out of the cookie jar, you'll never ever get a board member prosecuted for their actions. The PMs, the property managers, are held harmless. You can't sue the property managers for anything they do to you. The attorneys are held harmless. So if an attorney denies your rights or does something that they're not supposed to do, they're held harmless. The only people that can sue the property managers and attorneys is the association. So if your association's against you, of course they're not going to sue those property managers and attorneys that are defending them on the other side. So I always say, your board's not going to be held harmless, or they're not going to be held responsible for this. They're going to be held harmless. So let's go on to if you lose. If you lose, well, you're most likely, you have a really good chance of losing. Attorneys will delay, deny, and deflect all damages. They're not going to admit anything. They're going to say that it was your responsibility, and it's up to you to prove that it wasn't your responsibility. Now, ours was proven by the association itself that the water intrusion was coming from the outside, but that didn't matter. They still denied, delayed, and deflected our damages for years. So how fair is that? Not very. The attorney's goals in HOA is most likely to bankrupt you. If they bankrupt you from having money, then you can't sue them and continue your lawsuit. And since you're paying both sides, one side, the association side, in your assessments, and you're paying the other side, your side, which is more expensive, to defend it with your attorney, they always get paid. Attorneys will take this, they will drag it out, they will extend the trial dates, they will do everything they possibly can to delay this because they get paid whether they win or lose. So who cares whether they're right or wrong, right? There's no ethical attorneys in HOA. They seem to not have to follow the same ethics as every other attorney in our state. Then, if you lose, they can put you into foreclosure. We've gone over the foreclosure laws before, but let me show you just a brief thing is, if you lose, you will go into foreclosure. The bankruptcy that will come with that foreclosure will put you homeless. So let's look at how they do this. So if you are 30 days past due, they can put the late fees and all of that. So now they've put the attorney fees on you, which are now considered your assessments. So if they had $50,000 worth of attorney's fees in this HOA lawsuit and you lose, those $50,000 worth of attorney fees now are on your account as your assessments, and you have 30 days to pay those. If you don't pay them, they're going to add more attorney fees to collect it from you, more late fees, more property management fees, and within 45 to 90 days, they will foreclose on your home because you're already 6 months past due in your assessments. Some of your assessments are only $50 a year, so it does not take very long to get past due 6 months worth of assessments. So think about that before you decide to go into a lawsuit with your HOA. If you go into the RCW codes for Washington State, and other states have their laws, you'll be able to see what the laws are. I guarantee that 99.9% of them are going to say that the homeowners cannot sue for any tort damages or any emotional damages. Please do your research. Look at other lawsuits that have happened. Go on. I know there's some great people out there on Facebook, on Twitter. Deborah Goonan is an amazing person if you need to look up articles about other lawsuits that have happened in the past and what these people have won. I've seen many, many stories, and they're very, very sad. And as I go through this vlogging about HOAs, I'm going to show many people that have dealt with their HOA and have lost or have been hurt or have lost their homes. It's not a good story to tell, and somebody needs to tell it so this nation can stop making these laws to put families into foreclosure, because we're just putting them into homelessness. And for a nation that's trying to stop homelessness, we sure seem to be really willing to foreclose on people in 90 days. So a senator of ours said that he fights for civil rights, and that's Senator Peterson. And I kind of want to read something that he put out there just because I think it's perfect. He came up with the Uniform Act, and he fights for civil rights, and he made a statement about fighting for civil rights. And his statement says that everyone deserves the same rights. Well, does everyone deserve the same rights? I agree, everyone deserves the same rights. But one of his main quotes was, we can't and shouldn't have to protect our community one family at a time. And I agree with Senator Peterson. We shouldn't have to fight for one family or one community at a time. Our legislators and our senators should be protecting our constitutional rights. So if you want to make a change, suing your HOA is not going to be that change. Fighting for legislation and going to your legislators and your senators and telling them that this needs to stop. That's the way we're going to make a change. Coming together and fighting these unethical, unconstitutional laws is the only way we're going to make a change. If I was you, before I'd ever file a lawsuit against my HOA, I would sell my home and run for the hills. I hope this helps. Thanks. See you on the next one.